that's crippling you. And then you tell me how strong you really are. Oh yeah, like the brothers was talking about. The sinners. If Allah would save only those who have unbroken blades, who would be saved?
That's right.
Will none of us be saved because we all fall short in the glory of Allah.
That's right.
Allah is pleased with us though. Every time we attend a mosque, and a mosque is a temple. Prophet Muhammad said you're forgiven of 7 days of sin plus 3 more. That's 10 days of sin. Many of us are right here today blessed because of our attendance to the Moore Science Temple of America. Some of the suffering that we would have experienced by not coming to the Moore Science Temple of America, Allah has relieved us of that. You obey Allah, you're going to be all right. Give honor to all the speakers that spoke tonight. Give honor to my wife, Sister Thompson Banks.
Praise Allah.
Give honor to the sisters. The prophet said have a deep appreciation for womanhood. Give honor to all the more that's going through something.
Yes, sir.
Mine may be a little worse than yours, but we all got something we going through. And Allah is working with us all. You know, and sometimes we look at other people and think, oh man, that's bad. Now Allah know exactly what prescription you need to perfect yourself. Jesus said man gain perfection by the things that he suffered.
That's right.
To suffer sometimes in life.
That's right.
That's the wake-up call. You know how you spent all them years in prison suffering. Now you done got out in society, you think you free, and you can be Willie Wild everywhere. I mean, not Willie. Thank Allah for my brother. Praise Allah. I'm going to take a reading then I say. Thank Allah for all the more. This is a national and divine movement.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to take a reading from the Holy Quran of the Moore Science Temple of America. I'm going to take this reading from the Lesson of Weakness. Give honor to all the speakers that spoke tonight. Give honor to my son, who's fighting. You know, Allah taking, he taking preserve whom he pleases. You can take and get shot 10 times, and if Allah ain't ready for you, you ain't going.
That's right. That's right. That's
You can
right.
take and get shot 1 time, and if he ready for you, you got to go.
That's right.
You can't say, hold up now, time. Allah got power over life and death.
That's right.
Praise Allah. Not man. Not man. Man can take and plan to destroy you all he wants. But if Allah don't see fit, no weapon formed against the righteous will prosper.
That's right.
It might come up against you, but it ain't going to prosper. All you got to do is hold your peace and let Allah fight your battle.
That's right.
He said if you hold your peace, he'll make your enemy your footstool.
That's right.
Praise Allah. And the words of Allah are true to man. I'm going to take a reading from page 52, verse 42.
Praise Allah.
Lesson Weakness, chapter 42. The state of weakness. Vain and inconstant as thou art, O child of imperfection. How canst thou be weak? How can you be weak, man? You're the pride of Allah's creation. How can you be weak? Which is a good question. So let's see how man is so weak. Let's just see the reason why he's so weak. It's not inconstancy connected with frailty. Yes, it is. So being inconsistency causes you to be frail. Nature urges thee to inconstancy. Therefore, man, you must guard yourself at all times against it.
That's right.
You got to be on guard.
All the time.
Because you're going to say you're going to be a Muslim, you got to walk like a Muslim. Man, is truth and falsehood strangely mixed.
Right.
So that same righteous man, if you look at him long enough, you'll see his weakness.
Oh, yeah.
You tell you,
Yeah, because behavior tells no lie.
That's right.
You can make your mouth say anything.
Yeah.
That's that two-headed sword that Jesus was talking about that caused men to be double-minded. One minute he like you, the next minute he don't. That's inconstancy. That's frailty. That's weakness. The prophet says, can there be vanity without infirmity? No. Whenever you take and you be vain, it shows that you're not firm.
That's right.
Because wherever your ego take you to, that's where you're going to gravitate to. So you're not firm when you're dealing with vanity. Is there anything that appeared more than the desired things? It is in the possession and knowing the use of it. These lessons will save us. But we got to live them. We got to practice them. We got to study them. We got to ask Allah for understanding. Because the gifts of the understanding are the treasures of Allah, and He appointed to everyone his portion in what measure seemeth good unto himself. Allah gave you the understanding that you're supposed to have in life. Can there, it says, avoid the danger of the one. So if you avoid being inconstant, you won't be weak. If you avoid vanity, you won't be not firm or infirmity or infirm. Avoid the danger of the one, and thou shalt escape the mischiefs of the other. Wherein art thou most weak? In that wherein thou seemest most strong. You seem to be a vanguard for this movement.
Okay.
You seem to be a strong individual.
That's right.
But in actuality, when the test comes, you find out that you're really weak. In that wherein thou seemest most strong, in that wherein most thy glory, even in possessing the things in which thou hast and using the good that is about thee. We got a lot of scholars in the Lord Science Temple of America.
Praise be to Allah.
Got a lot of disciplined Muslims that know a lot of things. But our biggest problem is disunity. We refuse to work together as a people. Refuse to help each other. That's how you build a nation, through building families.
That's right.
But we refuse to help each other. That's why the prophet brought a covenant. Prefer not a stranger before their own blood. We work with the Japanese, the Chinese people. We'll work with any different ethnicity of people. But when it comes to our people, we find every excuse not to help out. Sad. We wonder why we're in the condition that we're in now. But the prophet Noble Ali prophesies about the last days and the fulfilling of the prophecies. So be not dismayed, because everything that we see is going through purification. Allah is wiping out the unrighteous. And I think I heard it said by Cush many times that Prophet Malachi say that the righteous gonna walk on the ashes of the unrighteous. So we want to try to be as righteous as we possibly can without being hypocrites. That's right. Yeah, I got faults and you got faults, so let's work together and we can work it out. Wherein art thou most weak, and that wherein thou seemest most strong, and that wherein most thy glory, even in possessing the things in which thou hast, and using the good that is about thee. Are not thy desires also frail? Yeah. We wish for weak things. Things that just last for a minute. You know, or knowest thou even what it is thou wouldest wish? When thou hast obtained what most thou sought it after, behold, it content thee not. Wherefore loseth the pleasure that is before thee? Are not thy desires also frail? Or knowest thou even what it is thou wouldest wish? When thou hast obtained what most thou sought it after, behold, it content thee not. Wherefore lose the pleasure that is before thee its relish? And why appear that which is yet to come the sweeter? Because thou art weary with the good of this, because thou knowest not the evil of that which is not with thee. Know that to be content is to be happy.
That's right.
Couldst thou choose for thyself? Would thy Creator lay before thee all that thy heart could ask for? Would happiness then remain with thee? Or would joy always dwell in thy gates? Alas, thy weakness forbiddeth it. thy infirmity declared against it. Variety is to thee in the place of pleasure, but that which permanently delighted must be permanent. When that is gone, thou repentest the loss of it. Though while it was with thee, thou despised it. That which succeeded it had no more pleasure to thee, and thou afterwards quarreled with thyself for preferring it. Behold, the only circumstance in which thou rest not. Is there anything in which thy weakness appeareth more than in desiring things? It is in the possessing and the using of them. Good things cease to be good in our enjoyment of them. What nature meant pure sweets are sources of bitterness to us. From our delights arise pain. From our joys, sorrow. Be moderate in the enjoyment, and it shall remain in thy possession. Let thy joy be found on reason, and to its end shall sorrow be estranged. The delights of love are ushered in by signs, and they terminate in languishment and dejection. The object thou burnest for nauseates with sanity, and no sooner hast thou possessed it, but thou art weary of his presence. You work so hard to get it, but as soon as you get it, you don't even want it anymore. Join esteem to thy admiration. Unite friendship with love. So shall thou find in the end content so absolute that it surpasses raptures, tranquility more worth than ecstasy. That's divine love right there. Allah has given thee no good. Listen to this. This Allah we talking about. Those that I have Allah in this circle, like Allah is just totally good. Allah can't do nothing but totally good. That's our perception. It says, Allah hath given thee no good. Without it's a mixture of evil. So who gave you the good mixed with evil? Allah. That's right. Allah. Oh, now. You know, some men take Allah for a foe, and they dress up other men in fancy garbs and call them priests and charge them to restrain the wrath of Allah with their prayers. And when they fail to win his favor by their prayers, to buy them off with the life of... What'd you say, Rahel?
He gave us the means to throw it out.
Yeah, he gave us the means of throwing it off. Praise Allah. It says, Allah has given thee no good without its a mixture of evil. But he hath given thee also the means of throwing off the evil from it.
That's right.
As joy is not without its alloy of pain, so neither is sorrow without its portion of pleasure. Joy and grief, though unalike, are unite. Our own choice only can give them to us entirely.
That's right. Our choice.
Our choice. Heaven and hell. It's not a country to be reached. It is a state of mind. I'm in heaven right now. In the Moore Science Temple of America. With no simple word or simple discourse. This is third heaven. Praise Allah. You take and raise the prophet up, he'll draw all men unto him. All you got to do is raise the prophet up.
That's right.
Stay behind the prophet. And don't get in front of him.
That's right.
The prophet say he signed up to go one way with this government. And we must go that way. He say the government is behind me, and I must get behind you more. The prophet Noble told them. He said, don't play with me, because I don't play. Prophet Noble was serious about the Moore Science Temple of America. The same commitment that the prophet had is the same commitment that we got to have.
That's right.
The prophet said, my own mother ain't right. She can't get by.
That's right.
This is no social organization.
That's right.
This is a national and divine movement. That means if the whole world goes straight, you stay the course. You be like the tree that's planted by the water. I shall not be moved. When all the things that we experience in life, we don't let them knock us off our course. All they do is motivate us, make us stronger. A crisis in your life has come, and you must have a clear conception of the work that you call to do. We got to be clear about this, because this is a field open for strong men and women, and sometimes we may lose some soldiers on this battlefield, but it ain't in vain. It ain't in vain, because when one go down, 10 more stepping up. We ain't raising followers in here, we raising leaders.
Move over, let the mighty Moabites move.
This is a field of strong men. Care how hard the storm comes. All they do is strengthen us. Because we the strength of our life made manifest. And we tell the storm, be still, and it be still. Oh, you a little faith.
Praise Allah.
When you say be still, it be still.
Praise
If you say don't nothing move, don't nothing move. You the Lord of our lives. Creation. Let every living thing stand still in here. Man is the Lord of all the planet. Man a beast. But he gave up his birthright just to gratify his lordship. See, you can't continue your lordship and allow that lordship to rule you.
That's right.
See, the lordship job is to destroy. So when you bring them in, know what you're working with. You're working with the enemy.
That's all he is.
Now you can take him in as a friend if you want to, but his job is to destroy you.
And he will.
What's the answer that the Lord self gave to the higher self? I am going to and fro the earth, seeking whom I may be by. He'll take you out if you let him.
That's right.
You walk with him one night and won't wake up the next morning dealing with that Lord self. Because the Lord self is rich in promises, but poor in blessedness and peace. It offers joy, satisfying gain, but it gives. Some people act like they just start dealing with the devil, like they surprised that you done gave all your heart and your sweat and your tears and your wages that you got don't add up to the sacrifice you made. You work for the devil, you getting paid $4 an hour. You work for Allah, you get infinite blessings. Can't no money, you can't even calculate the blessings that Allah gives to you, because Allah is a good God. It ain't money that makes a man.
That's right. It's free national.
It is free national standing power that makes a man and a nation. I'm going to read these couple of verses, then I'm going to sit down.
How many more too?
Yeah. When I think about it, I ain't got no job, I ain't got nowhere to go. I never knew how good it feels to be a free man.
I'm good.
A free man. You ain't got to answer no clock. You can lay down all day if you want to. You can do what you want to do. I think that's how Prophet Noah taught us to be. We should have our own business.
That's right.
Our own stores and laundromats. We should be manufacturing something. With all these ingenuities of minds that we have around. But I want y'all to rest assured y'all doing an excellent job.
Praise Allah.
I don't care what the naysayers say. As long as you obeying the prophet, you doing a good job. And you obeying the prophet every time you attend your meeting. Yeah. I'm going to take a reading. Okay, it says, melancholy itself often gives delight. Isn't that crazy? Being sad often gives delight. Being sad brings a degree of delight. That's what it is. Ain't all like God? He didn't automatically create a balance in your life. And balance is everything. And the extremity of joys are mingled with tears. Being so happy, it make you want to cry. Ain't that something? The prophet then brought us some signs. I was crying today, but it wasn't because of joy. When you take and produce something, you see them laying so weak on the bed.
Yes, sir.
It brings a certain degree of feeling about you.
Yes, sir. Yes,
But I was thanking Allah.
That's right.
Because Allah protected his life.
That's right.
It ain't about the flesh. Because man is not the body nor the flesh. Or the soul. He's a spirit in the part of Allah. Allah protected his spirit.
Right.
Sometimes we doubt Allah because Allah knows what we know not. I say, Allah, why you didn't protect him? He said, I did.
Yes.
I protected his spirit. He caught up on no flesh. Gave him another opportunity to redeem himself.
Praise Allah.
Praise Allah. That's right.
Allah the best to play.
Praise Allah.
Our lesson, teaching.
That's right. They ain't ready for that. Here.
Praise Allah. I'm going to take and read. You understand? It says, the best things in the hands of a fool may be turned to his destruction. And out of the worst, the wise will find means of good.
Praise
So blended. Those that like to drink, those that like to smoke, those that like to lose, whatever your weakness is,
Come on, man.
listen to the Quran.
That's right.
So blended is weakness in thy nature.
It's not.
Quit beating yourself down. Quit making yourself feel like it's hopeless.
That's right.
Allah done gave you the prescription. All you got to do is take the medicine.
Use it.
All you got to do is take the medicine.
Right.
The prophet said he brought you something that'll clear you of anything that you wasn't born with. You wasn't born with Negroism, Blackism, Colorism, Afro-Americanism. The prophet said we more Americans. With us.
With the
If you with us, you must proclaim your nationality
That's right.
and divine creed. So we know if you're not with us, because you haven't proclaimed. So that means you outside where Prophet Noah didn't brought. Oh man, that thou hast not the strength, you can't be entirely good if you wanted to. That's why a lot of men destroy themselves because they try to be more than what they are.
That's right.
Be what Allah created you to be. You wasn't created to be perfect in this life if you ain't perfect right now. Because anything that's for you, you can't miss it.
That's right.
Ain't gonna miss.
It ain't gonna miss it.
That's right.
And anything that's not for you, I don't care how hard you try to get it,
Ain't gonna get
you ain't gonna get it. Because Allah don't want you to have it.
That's right.
Thank Allah.
What's for you gonna be?
Some of us want a lot of money just so we can destroy ourselves.
Rob
Better
me.
take and be happy as a poor man. See, these teachers is not accepted by the rulers nor the rich.
That's right.
They love the principles of the Ten Commandments. The rulers and the rich live while the poor suffer and die. Jesus' teachers was to the common people.
Right, Mo.
You got all that money, Bill Gates. You got enough money to give every American $1 million and still be okay. You talking about a dressed up bum